Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Craig here again with the build update on the Armistice Day build, hosted by Paul from Paul's Military Models, or Military Model Paul. I can never remember which way it goes round. It's just the old Tamiya kit which you've seen me do a sort of introduction to. I've bought the PE set. Let's do it and I'll show you where I am with things at the moment. So the lower hull, this is all, most of it is just a kit from the kit. I've added the PE on the PE on the front one too, and I've got a metal barrel, VII machine gun barrel. So that's very straightforward. And at the rear, there's a few little bits and pieces. If we can, let me just bring the light. This light. There. Let me just see if we can see those better. Not really. There we go. PE bits underneath there. They're open. I don't know, can't remember what they're called, but they've got them in the open position. They were just square boxes, just square blobs. So decided to do those. And also on the rear, I'll show you what's going on between the tracks and the last wheel on the bogies. Towards the rear we have, it's not organised here at all, these must be like mud catchers or scrapers, which are made out of PE. Let me just straighten that one out again because I tried them, but you're going to have to fit them when the hull's together. So this thing is made out of PE. So like mud catchers or scrapers or whatever else. There's a few bits and pieces in here. I've got the loader's hat, so the little bits of PE onto the the commander's cupola as well. Commander's hatch, sorry. Where else have we got? And that's all the PE that is in there. There's a few bits of PE I have to add together when the hulls are together. Also in here we have to cover the mudguard up, the exhausts. We have that, and two of these little pieces with the legs on again. Let me see them. Let me just. They've got to go on as well, but I'm going to prime all these first, as well as obviously the tank itself. So I'll pop that back and get them on the thing and sprayed. There's a few little bits of clasps I've got to put on again, and a couple of hinges and things like that. Like I say, I can't really do them until I've got the hull together. Oop, I lost a bit there, nearly lost a bit. These are for the straps for the back. There we go. Okay, let's go back to what we're doing. So we'll just take the lower hull away at the moment and concentrate on the upper hull where most of the PE is. As you can see, I've also, me and Paul were looking at some pictures and we noticed that there's a bit more texture on the sides, more rolled steel texture, so I've used Mr. Surfacer 1000 on this part, all the lower hull along the sides, almost along the sides, and just to give it that rolled steel texture on the hull. You can see all the PE on there. It's quite a lot of PE. We've got extra. We cut the handles off, hatch handles, and replaced them with PE. The covers for the periscopes. We've just, Paul found it on these. This must be I don't know. I'm unsure what this is really, to be honest. I would like a hazard a guess. Let me just see if I can get in a bit closer. This part here, the kit gives you it the wrong way around. Putting it the wrong way around, so Paul found a picture and we've changed it round. Luckily I had some debonder, so I got it off, and I'm going to add some little bits of some other pieces that need to go across, which aren't included in the PE set, so I shall see if I can replicate those. Also here, these are the aerials, carbon fibre aerials on here, and the PE part that you can see. I looked at the pictures and I've on the submarine which I have, I didn't use all the missiles. Let me just show you. Let me just show you if I can see if I've still got them about. Let me just see if they're in. Probably haven't. No, I don't know where I've put them. Oh, here we are. Here we go. All these I didn't use because it's only on one side. I see the bottom. I cut that off and I filed that round until I got a certain shape. So I just cut it off from there, and I smoothed it round and got it to a thinner diameter. And I drilled a hole in it and popped the aerial inside that. So as you can see, it's got that little, see the grey thing in there? I've got that to look like that, and the aerial's gone inside that. Right. The exhaust is done by spraying it like a grey, and just with it, I have used the life colour rust set to get that. This isn't attached, by the way, this is loose. I'll just put it on there so I can keep an eye on where it's gone. And neither of these yet. I'm undecided if these are needed or what are they, to be honest. If anybody has any ideas, yeah, leave them in the down below, and I'll have a ratch. And this, we added an extra two handles on the rear which weren't in the PE set, but Paul noticed them and I didn't, so we've done that. We've got the hinge on there. On here we've added this, this is for the, I'm not sure what it's for, but we bent them round. These parts, we took the plastic, sorry, mumbling, start again. The little PE parts here, kit off from the kit. On the kit itself there was like just two black lines, sorry, green lines, so we cut those out and we put the bit of wire in there. It was Paul's idea, it looked quite nice. And we've done the same again on the other side. Yeah, so the PE, sorry, the exhaust is all done with life colours rust set, apart from the very end, which has got some black pigment on the end to replicate the smoke. But a lot of this isn't going to be seen because of the bracket that goes over the top, but I thought I may as well do the whole thing, because you never know what part is going to be seen and what isn't, especially along the sides. At the back also we have PE one's for the jerry can, and this one's for two small cans. I have the things, to clasps to go over that as well, PE clasps when it's sprayed and done, them to add the cans. Also we have a metal barrel which I must have bought it a long time ago when I first originally got the kit, so it went no problem at all. Just slightly on the loose side, and it's not quite centre, that is it? That's just the angle we're looking at, and put the other machine gun in there as well, which was easy, one of the two to do. Any more? Anything else? Oh yes, yeah, so on here, on the actual model itself, it's a continuous casting on the original light, on the original vehicle, but we had the front mantlet was added separately, and there was two lines there, so I sanded them down as much as I got, right down smooth, and then I added Mr. Sef's 500 for the cast texture. Quite a rough cast texture apparently, not as rough as the Russian one, but it's quite rough. So that's done on there. On the front, if you can see the front of the PE again. On this side here I've got two butterfly clips on the end. I don't know if you can make them out or not. They're just clasps with nothing in them at the moment. Didn't say there was anything to go in them. You see them just here, here and here, and all these little bits on here as well. It just took a bit of time to do a lot of things, but you know, I'm not in a rush to finish it. Paul kindly sent me some spare tracks. I've ordered some, but they haven't come yet. Paul sent me one of his spare bits, and I had enough to do a full run and a couple of extra bits. Right, let's just there. Should be organised, but not as normal. Yeah, so these are the, let me just pop this back on here. Let's just pop that across there at the moment. And these are the AV club track, AFV. AVF. Bloody hell, can't talk today. Ever since I've been to a dentist this week to get me some of me, trying to get my teeth sorted, which I'm going to have 2 plates in the back of my mouth and some other bits and pieces done to it as well. So that'll be next year, unfortunately. So I still have to be very careful with my mouth and what I'm eating. So these are all workable. They're simple to go together, really simple to go. There's only 3 parts per track. So, you know, they're quite, you know, pliable. Yeah, really go on nicely. I tried them on, they fit perfectly. I think I'd put 74 links or 75 links, because you got a little bit of sag on the front part where you can see. Let me show you where the on this part here is like a mud chute almost, so you can see there'll be a slight sag in there with the track. So that's why I put 74 or 75 links, just so I can put it together. I can get a little bit of sag. Yes, so I've got a full run. I say mine still haven't arrived yet. I'm getting a bit worried they haven't arrived yet. But lovely detail, and say simple together. Supposedly clipped together, but they weren't. So all I did was under these plate parts here. You can see the little plate part there. It's away from the workable part. So I just put a dab of Tamiya thin on there and pressed them in and held, and you still got a pliable track. As long as you keep it away from the pins, it works quite well. It's a nice fit. So I say I'm waiting for my my other part to arrive, and I can get them done. But it didn't take too long to do, must admit. You get into a routine and away you go, as I say. So I'll just pop that out there for now. Yeah, so it's typical to make it. No fit issues, nothing. You know, detail was lacking a little bit, so that's why we decided to get the PE part. But the PE part, to be perfectly honest, was cheap, really quite cheap. I don't know how much I paid for it. It wasn't expensive, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it does enhance the kit. There's no getting away from it. It does enhance it. Like, you don't get any covers for your periscopes. You don't get any of them. You don't get these here for the top of the turret, and again you don't get these. Obviously metal barrel you don't get. This is all moulded on all the handles, and for the photo etch again for the fire extinguisher is just like a big blob. And again on the back of the storage box, that's got a little clasp on there, you can open it and shut it. That's just like a big blob of plastic as well. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to go added onto the sides with all these little plates and things. So you can't really see, can you? Sorry, my apologies. All the little plates and things, and this part here is what we put the spare track on. I have another 2 of these with 2 bits of wire to go through the track to bolt it on each side. All these little things for the tow cable as well. So you know, it's quite an in-depth little PE set. Some of it was fiddly, some of it wasn't. Typical PE, you know, it sticks to you more than it sticks to the tank, or it sticks to the tweezers. So, but we got there. So that's where we are on this thing now. So basically, it's ready for priming, which is probably my next step. Yeah, I think that's it. And I'll show you a bit of the sub wire, mate, because I've never really done any updates on that. That's just been working in the background, which is for the Frankie Day appreciation build, and I'll show you how far I've got with that. Let me just grab it. A nice kit, simple kit, nice fit. I've just clamped it all together at the moment because I've just put the both hulls together, but as you can see, You know, it's quite nice. Got a doors to go and all there, yeah. This is the Mr. Colour. Is it Mr. Colour? Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Aqueous that one. Rubber black, tyre black, whichever they call it. And it is quite a nice colour. It really is a nice colour. And obviously this sub apparently was coated in rubber block, so there'll be no rust. There'll be streaks, water streaks and things like that, but there won't be any rust on it. These will all be weathered inside here. And besides, that will be out. If I can just tip in there. Some of them are coming out. Some of them are actually locked into their tubes. We've obviously got a lot of decals to go on here, and also I've got a thin white line to go all the way around. And just tidy up these little bits here. And the glue is pushed out a little bit. Just light sanding on that. Shouldn't take much. And both of these parts of the hull have been coated with a satin finish. You know, not glossy. Just a nice. I think that's about right with the submarine. I don't think it was too glossy. I think it wouldn't be too matte either. So that's what we've got. It's a nice little kit. I'm going to put it together now. I'll finish it, decal it up on that, and put it on its stand. And I will be doing. I'm going to try and do my first water. I've got everything I need, I think, for it. So I'm going to try that. There's a little bit of PE as well. I've got some of the PE parts obviously painted now. We've got the propellers, which they need all priming as well. Putting on the end, need of a time. So I say I've just put this together bit by bit. Added it, done a bit, added it, done a bit, and so it's finished now. So I'm just clamping it just to make sure it's still okay. So it's quite a good length. It's a hobby box kit, which I did show you, did I? I can't remember. But yeah, so that's been built in the background. So I'll just pop that out of the way again, and then get knocked. In my house it probably will with the cats, but luckily the cats don't really bother coming in again now and again. No, they used to. Right. Put that away. I'm also going to do the small vignette, I think, with the Churchill. Nothing special. I'm only going to use two of the crew. I'm not going to use the milk cart. I'll keep that for another diorama. So I've got the two figures. They've just been put together and filled. Typical Tamiya. Go together no problem. Not too many gaps to fill, just right on the shoulders. And this one on his bum, but it's sitting down. So yeah, they're not bad little figures really, considering the age of it. I know it's a re-release of the kit, but they're not too bad. Got a nice bit of detail. That's for the commander, and obviously the loader. Again, they're not bad little figures. So they've got to be primed yet and worked on. Yeah, so that's where we are on the Churchill. Ready. Next one will be ready. It'll be ready to prime. So I won't come back with it just priming it. I'll come back when I've done the actual base coat, and I'll show you what I use. I intend to use over here the Life Colour British Tanks France Europe UK 36 to 45 or 38, is it? 36, yeah. So I've got a nice colour. Got the olive drab, blue black, the bronze green. I've got quite a few photographs of the Churchill, and I know it's a lot of them are black and white, but there's some colour ones, and the colours do vary, obviously from where they've been. You know, like for all I know, they could have been in Italy or wherever, and sun drenched. And we'll go back in there. There we go. Yeah, so that's what I intend to use, is the Life colours. Now that it's not too hot, so I tried to use them on the, what was it on? on Little Panther 3, didn't I? But it was too hot, and they were just the tip was just getting drying on the tip before it even come out the bloody end. So, but now it's a bit cool, so it shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so I'll let you have a little zoom in and have a quick look at it again. Yeah, a lot of detail. I haven't glued, these aren't put in yet either, so but they will be. Yeah, so I'm happy with what I've got so far. I think Paul's pretty much the same as me. I think he's where he's at. He's busy building his second link of tracks, so he's ahead of me on that one until mine arrive, hopefully this week. I'm in no rush. I say it's there's no time scale to get this finished. Just a bit annoying where you're waiting for it to arrive, that's all. Right, so this is Greg signing off, and again thank you very much for all your kind comments. It's Saturday, that means I'll be replying to them all, both to the last two updates and the final review of the Retrieve from Cursed Isle. I'll do those tonight. So welcome aboard all my new subscribers and all my old ones for sticking with me. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you again with another update on the Tamiya Churchill, the Armistice Day build. So Greg signing off, and we'll see you soon.